Hi! Hi! So good to see so many of your faces here today. I've been to a couple of these protests around the world when I go to some of these TPP negotiations, and I feel like the movement has only grown over the past couple years. So my name is Mira Sutton. I'm from the Electronic Frontier Foundation. We are a digital civil liberties organization based in the Tenderloin, actually a couple blocks from here. And we've been fighting for users' rights for over 2 decades. We've been suing the NSA since 2006 when a whistleblower came out and revealed that a building actually a couple blocks from here too, in the AT&T building, they were copying everybody's phone calls, and he decided to take a bunch of documents and come to us and say, look, the AT&T is revealing all this information about subscribers' phone calls. We need to do something about this. And so we've been suing the NSA since 2006, and again last year, in light of Edward Snowden's revelations. And again, we fought SOPA and PIPA, which would have created that would have made the internet a really oppressive, censorship-ridden, scary place. So I'm here today to talk about the intellectual property provisions, specifically the copyright enforcement provisions, and those pose a huge threat to the internet and your digital rights. When WikiLeaks published those texts, we've been talking about these copyright enforcement provisions for over 2 years, and they confirmed exactly what we've been saying all along, despite what the U.S. trade rep have been saying, and saying that, oh no, we actually are paying attention to what users' needs are, and they clearly were not listening to it at all. So it enshrines a broken copyright system that we have in the United States that leads to users' content being taken down and censored. It carries provisions that incentivize internet service providers like Comcast and websites like Google and Facebook to police your activities. The TPP puts the onus on these internet companies to privately enforce copyright. And we've seen in the United States over and over again how that leads to users' legal content being taken down and censored without any judge overseeing what content is being taken down. And those sorts of provisions could get much worse under TPP. It carries provisions that criminalize how you tinker with your digital devices. More and more of our devices come with digital locks. They're called digital rights management, or DRM. And they prevent you from sharing, supposedly, your copyrighted content on your phone or your ebook or your video game console. But what it effectively does is makes all kinds of common sense things illegal for you to do. For instance, people with visual and reading disabilities can't change the format of their ebooks because breaking these digital locks are illegal. It makes it that much harder for you to repair or take your devices to a repair person because breaking those digital locks are illegal. Security researchers that find security flaws on our platforms have been too afraid to publish their research because they had to break these digital locks on content on these platforms, and so they've been silenced from exposing how these platforms are unsafe. The TPP's copyright provisions pave the way for a future that makes us fearful of how we use and interact with technology. Even the investor state provisions that you heard about with environment and food safety programs will empower corporations to sue sovereign nations over regulations that allegedly cut into their future profits and can be used to stifle new laws that protect your digital rights. And as we grow to increasingly depend on technology over the coming decades, do we want our laws to treat us like criminals for tinkering with devices that we own? Do we want our technology that surrounds us, that we even put into our bodies like hearing aids, to become legal black boxes over which we have less and less control and less information? No! Do we want the internet to feel less free, more intimidating, and more oppressive? No! These kinds of provisions are in the TPP because we are shut out, because corporate interests are the only ones who are being listened to at the table. And our trade offices give privileged treatment to Hollywood and lets our civil liberties get crushed in the process. We're here to protest TPP, but we're here to protest a much bigger threat: the corporate takeover of our government and the violation of our basic democratic principles. This is about protesting a system that upholds corporate interests at the expense of the public. Our rights, our well-being cannot be treated as an afterthought. An agreement negotiated in secret with no public oversight holds no democratic legitimacy. So let's tell Obama, Pelosi, and Feinstein, Listen to the people and ditch the TPP.